Hello, my queen. Here at Empire Interior, we reveal the lies that the world instills to control us and the truth that can set your soul free. My queen, what if everything you thought you knew about your worth was wrong? Before diving into this truth that can transform your life, I invite you to like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe to Empire Interior. Every subscription supports the spread of inner freedom, and every share is a seed planted in the life of someone who might finally feel enough, right here and now. You were taught from childhood that your worth is measured by what you produce, my queen. Your school grades were scrutinized, your CV compiled diplomas and experiences, and society seemed to repeat to you, producing, succeeding, and performing equals existing. Even on social media, the number of likes or followers seems to measure your importance. But this lie has a cost that you don't always see immediately. Every time you fail or are criticized, this system makes you doubt yourself. And even when you succeed, you can feel an inner void, a dull dissatisfaction. You can be acclaimed for your successes, admired for what you produce, and yet feel a fundamental lack of personal worth. My queen, what many ignore is that this trap impacts not only your mind, but also your body and your relationships. You can become obsessed with comparison, always feeling behind others, even when you succeed. Your sleep can be disturbed by the anxiety of never being enough. Your emotions become unstable as each success brings temporary relief, never lasting. The fear of failure can prevent you from taking necessary risks or seizing opportunities that would elevate you. You can find yourself working endlessly, ignoring your body and your heart, neglecting simple moments of happiness. Anxiety becomes a constant companion, and self-esteem depends exclusively on fragile results. You can even feel a spiritual fatigue, as if your essence was never sufficient. To understand how much this lie can eat at you, let's take the example of Steve Jobs. On the outside, he embodied the ultimate success: Apple, Pixar, a colossal fortune, and a world-renowned name. But behind this perfect image, there was a man consumed by his perfectionism, obsessed with every detail, even neglecting his loved ones and his health. His personal relationships were strained, and he himself admitted that his obsession with excellence often deprived him of joy and peace. Jobs is a living lesson. No matter what you produce, my queen, if you measure your worth through performance, inner peace remains out of reach. This is the end of part 1. Stay with me for the second part, where we will discover the truth that liberates. See you in a moment for part 2. Welcome back to part 2. So, what is the truth? The Bible reminds us that you are precious and loved even before you have accomplished anything. Isaiah 43 verse 4 says, "You are precious in my eyes. You are honored, and I love you." This fundamental truth says that your worth precedes any work. Modern psychology confirms that basing one's identity on performance is unstable and anxiety-provoking. Durable self-esteem is built on self-acceptance and not on results. Recognizing this is the first step to freeing yourself from the tyranny of performance. So, how to get out of this trap? Start by practicing daily gratitude. Note every day 3 qualities that you appreciate in yourself, regardless of what you have accomplished. Engage in regular physical activity, such as walking, yoga, or running, which reconnects you with your body and reminds you that your body has worth, even without performance. Consider meditation or journaling to observe your thoughts without judgment and reduce dependence on external approval. Recommended book: The 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem by Nathaniel Branden, or The Gifts of Imperfection by Brené Brown. These readings go deeper into how to find your worth within yourself. You can also experiment with temporary disengagement from social media to cut off the constant flow of comparison and external validation. Spend time with friends or loved ones without talking about performance, success, or results. Engage in a hobby that you are passionate about, but that has no measurable goal: painting, writing, gardening, cooking for pleasure. The goal is to reconnect with yourself, with the pleasure of doing and not of producing. Another key consists in redefining failure. Every mistake, every obstacle, every setback does not define your worth. It is simply an opportunity to learn and grow. Read the story of J.K. Rowling, who was rejected many times before Harry Potter became a global success. Her example shows that a person's worth is never the product of their results, but of her perseverance and her commitment to her passions, regardless of external recognition. It is also essential to learn to set healthy boundaries, saying no to excessive demands, not sacrificing your mental or physical health for results, and protecting your time and energy. The idea is not to become passive, but to recognize that producing is not what makes you a valuable person, my queen. Self-mastery and respect for one's own needs are forms of inner freedom and power. But to recognize that producing is not what makes you a valuable person, my queen. Self-mastery and respect for one's own needs are forms of inner freedom and power. Finally, you can practice visualization and self-compassion. Every morning, take a moment to repeat to yourself, I am enough, right here and now. My worth is not conditioned by what I produce. These phrases, repeated daily, reprogram the brain and reinforce a stable and loving identity towards oneself. Take a deep breath, my queen. Accept that you are precious, regardless of your successes or failures. Start building your inner empire on this solid foundation and not on fluctuating results. Free yourself from the constant pressure of performance and savor life, creation, and relationships for what they are and not for what they bring. If you found this video useful, like it, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe to Empire Interior. Every share contributes to creating a community where a person's worth does not depend on what they produce. Here, we build conscious lives centered on inner peace, freedom, and true self-esteem. And now, take a moment to reflect, what if your worth had never depended on a result? What if every breath, every smile, every action was already sufficient? Start today building your inner empire on this truth. Your worth is a starting point, not a reward. See you very soon on the channel, my queen, to continue exploring together the path of inner freedom.